Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here at weatherweb.net. It's the Look Ahead Roundup video on Saturday the 30th of April. This video freely available to all. Now over at WeatherWeb Premium, subscribers get access to all the videos and the written musings put out on the site. There's the fast forecast, the 2-week planner, as well as the look ahead video, plus the seasonal and month ahead outlooks. Our month ahead for May was issued on this Friday the 29th of April, and that's there for premium members to view. So find out how to join, get your 3-day free trial, clicking on premium member at the top of the screen. You'll see all the details there for what you need to find out. Now, I've not been alone in the cold weather this past week. This was the anomaly chart, the past 7 days temperature anomaly across Europe as a whole. Just look at the extent of the blue colours, widespread across the whole of Europe. The south of Spain maybe not too bad, and around the Black Sea and the far eastern side of Scandinavia. But overall, it's been a distinctly chilly week for the final week of April. If we look at the month as a whole, though, and this from the temperature anomaly of the last 30 days, shows Western Europe generally cooler than average, but nearer to average when you take the month overall, around 1 degree or so below the colours showing there, but the very warm conditions around the Black Sea and the southeastern side of Europe, around 3, 4, 5 degrees Celsius above the long-term average here, the 30-year averaging period. Looking at the globe as a whole for the month of April, again the past 30 days on this chart, Greenland distinctly showing up as having been warmer than normal, likewise across northern Russia, those zones particularly much warmer than normal, but contrast that with polar regions in Canada and around Hudson Bay that's been distinctly colder than normal, warmer across the Alaska, northwestern Canada and the western side of the States, likewise warmer than normal across North Africa and southeastern Europe, and higher than normal temperatures, lesser so, but still above average in Australia and Southeast Asia. Now, the 7-day forecast going forwards into the first week of May maintains those cooler than normal conditions across much of Europe, less so than recent times, but it's still below what you might expect for the time of year. We've got warmer conditions though towards the west and southwest of Spain and Portugal, and that's with the wind flow really coming around more as an easterly, keeping those areas very much in sheltered phone effect type weather, with the air coming from the high ground of Spain descending and warming in towards southwestern parts there. Notice too at North Africa in that similar sort of pattern. But it's pretty cool across Central Europe with some unsettled conditions around as well over these next few days, some heavy rain and thunderstorms in there. Meanwhile, across northern Scandinavia, we're getting warmer conditions over this week ahead as warm air is pumped northwards out of Eastern Europe. The 7-day forecast around the world then, quite a bit colder conditions developing across the south of South America during this next 7 days ahead. We've got cool conditions across much of the States as well, but it's warmer across the western side of Canada and Alaska, and likewise warmer than normal conditions extending right across North Africa and the Middle East, but cooler conditions across Europe and across central parts of Russia, but it's warmer still across into China and Southeast Asia, so heat wave conditions that have been seen recently are likely to continue in that part of the world. Western Australia is somewhat cooler, northern and northeastern Australia is again warm. And just a glance at the satellite-based temperature anomalies across the past decades, really, and just showing that spike in recent times, that El Nino-induced warmth that sent up in the back end of 2015 and into the start of 2016, comparable with what happened in 1998, where we saw that big spike associated with El Nino at that stage. What we can expect as that begins to fade and La Nina gets in as we go through the second half of this year is this temperature will fall back and probably back towards the area it was around 2014-15, but it still means that a good part of 2016 will be a very warm year again, with the residual effects of that El Nino that were dropping away as the year goes on. So a slightly different pattern to how 2015 panned out, where the warmest temperatures globally got going as that El Nino built in. You can see then how that El Nino did spike as we went through the second half of 2015. It was around November, December, where it got to its absolute peak and has then been falling away pretty rapidly in the first part of 2016. This from the Nino 3.4 recording area that Simon was mentioning in last week's roundup video. And those are the sea surface temperature anomalies as we stand in the later part of April. There's the El Nino warmth still in existence in the Pacific, the warmth across the Indian Ocean, again, as Simon was talking about in last week's video, but the cooler than normal waters in the North Atlantic, which we think has been having quite a significant role to play in the recent blocking patterns and developing the cooler weather we've seen in this early part of spring. So keep right up to date with all the very latest for the days, weeks and months, even seasons going forwards over at WeatherWeb Premium. That's all the very latest for today. Thanks for watching this video, and bye for now.